Your shoe. Thank you. Did you go potty? Did you go potty? Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple days since I'm here. And my timer is set for 20 minutes because we're potty training. Okay, stop screaming. You're fine. You're fine. You're a big girl. I gave you my phone. You want your book? Want your book? When the timer goes up on mommy's phone, I get potty, okay? Because we're learning how to potty train today. So, this connection's really bad. Okay. We are in the book of Leviticus today. That was a lot at the very beginning. We're going to read about the burnt offerings and the grain offerings. So we're going to read chapters 1 and 2. How in the world can my Bible get wet? So, chapter 1, the burnt offering. And if I have to stop during this, it's because potty training Chelsea. Today is her second day in underwear. So, I've been taking her every 20 minutes and then my phone goes off. The burnt offering, chapter 1. Then the Lord summoned Moses and spoke to him from the tent of the meeting. Book is annoying. Speak to the Israelites and tell them, when any of you brings an offering to the Lord from the livestock, you may bring your offering from the herd or the flock. If his offering is a burnt offering from the herd, he is to bring an unblemished male. He will bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting, so that he may be accepted by the Lord. His hands on the head of the burnt offering, so it can be accepted on his behalf to make atonement for him. He is to slaughter the bull before the Lord. She's super cranky today. She doesn't like her underwear. She doesn't want to sit on the toilet. She's unhappy with my phone. Come here, I'll cut it on for you. Let me give her a pacifier or something. She's super cranky today. Anyways, he is to slaughter the bull before the Lord. Aaron's sons, the priests, are to present the blood and splatter it on all sides of the altar that is at the entrance to the tent of meeting. In the burnt offering, cut it into pieces. Sons of Aaron, the priest, will prepare a fire on the altar and arrange wood on the fire. Aaron's sons, the priests, are to arrange the pieces, the head and the fat on top of the burning wood on the altar. The offerer is to wash its entrails and legs with water, and the priest will burn all of it on the altar as a burnt offering, a fire offering of a pleasing aroma to the Lord. But if his offering, burnt offering, is from the flock, from sheep or goats, he is to present an unblemished male. He will slaughter it on the north side of the altar before the Lord. Aaron's sons, the priest, will splatter its blood against the altar on all sides. He will cut the animal into pieces with its head and its fat, and the priest will arrange them on top of the burning wood on the altar. But he is to wash the entrails and legs with water. The priest will then present all of it and burnt offering on the altar. Is to present his offering from turtle doves or young pigeons. Then the priest is to bring it to the altar and will twist off its head and burn it on the altar. Its blood should be drained at the side of the altar. He will remove its digestive tract, cutting off the tail feathers and throw it on the east side of the altar at the place for ashes. He will tear it of a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Chapter 2. Your new hair color. I don't think you can see my new hair color on the screen. I think the lighting is too dark, so it's looking darker than what it actually is. But it's like you can kind of see it. It's a red violet. Chapter 2, the grain offering. When anyone presents a grain offering as an offering to the Lord, it is to consist of fine flour. He is to pour olive oil on it and frankincense on it, and bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests. The priest will take a handful of fine flour and oil from it, along with all its frankincense, and will burn this memorial portion of it on the altar, a fire offering of a pleasing aroma to the Lord. But the rest of the grain offering will belong to Aaron and his sons. It is the holiest part of the fire offerings to the Lord. Thank you. When you present a grain offering baked in an oven, it is to you made a fine flour, either unleavened cakes mixed with oil or unleavened wafers coated with oil. If the offering is a grain offering prepared on a griddle, it is to be unleavened bread made of fine flour mixed with oil. Break it into pieces and pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. If your offering is a grain offering prepared in a pan, it is to be made of fine flour with oil. When you bring to the Lord the grain offering made in any of these ways, it is to be presented to the priest, and he will take it to the altar. The priest will remove the memorial portion from the grain offering and burn it on the altar, a fire offering, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. But the rest of the grain offering will belong to Aaron and his sons. It is the holiest part of the fire offerings to the Lord. No grain offerings that you present to the Lord is to be made with yeast, for you are not to burn any yeast or honey as a fire offering to the Lord. You may present them to the Lord as an offering of first fruits, but they are not to be offered onto the altar as a pleasing aroma. You are to season each of your grain offerings with salt. You must not omit from your grain offering the salt of the covenant with your God. You are to be you are to present salt with each of your offerings. If you present a grain offering of first fruits to the Lord, you are to present fresh heads of grain, crushed kernels, roasted on the fire, for your grain offering of first fruits. You are to put oil and frankincense in it on it. It is a grain offering. The priest will then burn some of its crushed kernels and the oil with all its frankincense as a fire offering to the Lord. And that's chapter 2. And some of you guys know what's going on, some of you guys don't. So, yeah. And I'm potty training Chelsea, so now I gotta go set her on the toilet and hope and pray that she doesn't have another accident. Because yesterday, she literally went to the bathroom about 5 minutes after being put on the toilet, screamed her head off on the toilet, waited to get off, then went in her underwear, and then, yeah, just potty training is a big mess in general. So I'm doing lots of, and I'm going to try to be back on later with some more of this book, because I know Walter likes it when I read this book.